Oh crap! This is Heather from
crap.
Pixel Gamer Girls, and we are always here because we love her. And Ravenous because he's loud and awesome.
Yeah, this sphincter here. Ravenous had
We ate his liver with some fava beans. And I'm playing The Witcher.
And I'm playing Mad Max, but y'all can't see that right now, but it's okay.
That's alright. We thought we would play a game that has been around a while, so I just jumped off the castle. And died. I am talented!
Indeed.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I'm playing Skyrim and jumping off of the mountain.
Man, that was a great way to start a live stream about the E3s. And all their conferences.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much how we feel about EA's conference. Yeah. Jump off the castle. Die.
Or Square Enix's, or which is kind of funny. That's the good thing that kind of gets to me, though. Like, everybody was so upset about Square Enix's conference, and I'm like, how is that any different from Nintendo's? Because Nintendo does a live stream. Square Enix was doing a live stream. I mean, it seemed like it was a live stream. And Nintendo did the same thing Square Enix was doing, except they just put a whole lot of emphasis on Smash Brothers. You know, so I really didn't see what the difference was. So it's just people just get on there, and the moment they see something, they immediately have to jump on the interwebs and just troll other people and bitch and piss and moan and complain about game mechanics and oh, this conference was terrible, and I'm just like, oh my god, just stop.
Yeah.
Just watch the other conferences and see how they go before you start just passing judgment right out of the gate when it comes to dealing with a specific conference. I mean,
oh yeah. I only got to see a few of them, but we can talk about whichever. Huh. Ooh, I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can talk about what?
I was just gonna say, so which one did you think actually was the best?
I'm in
Personally,
a big...
for me,
let's see.
I think it was probably either Bethesda or Sony. Well,
that was my
vote,
the
other.
So.
Yeah, I mean, because Bethesda came out of the gate with a lot of great titles, and I'm excited for Doom Eternal. I'm excited for the new Wolfenstein DLC thingy where you play as BJ's two daughters. I guess they're twin daughters or something in the 80s. And I'm also excited for the fact that they announced Elder Scrolls 6, which made me just as giddy as a schoolgirl at a frickin' Justin Bieber concert. Obviously, I'm really excited for their announcement for Starfield, because when I heard about Starfield, I'm like, is this going to be like Fallout or Elder Scrolls in space? That was just in the back of my head, but I'm really hoping that it's a completely different type of game, different mechanics, and just overall just different. That isn't anything like their current IPs, you know. So,
yeah.
But of course, everybody wanted to know about Fallout 76, which Fallout 76 is an interesting, unique concept, but personally, for me, I don't like the fact that it's all online. I mean, it would be cool if it was just like a single-player game with a multiplayer mode that was optional, that was added on, where you could play with your friends and things like that, which is a really awesome idea. But at the same time, considering it's just completely online, they're like, yeah, you can play solo if you want to, but you'll survive better with other players. I'm like, okay, that's where I'm kind of drawing the line, you know. And considering I don't have PS Plus anymore, if I want to even bother messing with it, I'm just going to do it on PC, you know. So,
yeah,
because I can play it for free on there. I may try out the beta, I don't know.
Well, if we find a way to tape that, we can always do a play as long as I don't have to pay for PSN to play it. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole deal right there. So
I have to echo one of our friends' concerns. We just country. Why are we throwing nukes at each other?
I suppose I'm partly to blame.
What happened?
But this has to end.
Fallout just was preparing for a nuclear warhead, or they were just experiencing one. So why the hell would we be throwing them at each other?
Yeah, that's it. That's what. And honestly, man, you could get toxic players on there that
yeah.
will go and just grief other players by going and finding these nuclear silos of Fallout 76 and just firing them off at other people and blowing up their settlements because they're going to know where they are and they're just going to grief them the whole time. That's why I'm hoping they come out with private servers. If they come out with private servers where you can just play with your friends and just your friends in general, then it'll be a much more enjoyable experience. But having to deal with, like, you know, toxic 12-year-olds on there because their parents don't know how to watch what they play, and they're on there cussing up a storm worse than a sailor and just firing off those nukes and everything, just reaping other people. Like, that's not going to entertain me, and I'm not going to care. That's why I mainly kind of refrain from playing any multiplayer games at all with strangers. If it's with people that I know who they are, so it's easier for me to get into it and, you know, not have to worry about toxic griefers, trolls.
Yeah. Trying to think. That's what I'm worried about too. You're gonna get those 12-year-olds that hoard all the nukes, and then they're just gonna be on there, being like, "I see your fort, pew, pew, pew. That's the end of your fort, pew." It's like, oh great, thanks. I only spent a week
trying to
making
do it over
that.
and over again.
Yeah. It's almost like the effect of when you were in World of Warcraft and somebody would camp your corpse for like 2 days. I kid you not. They would just sit there and kill you repeatedly. I actually quit playing a character because of that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I agree.
Well, I was enjoying this, I think it was Troll Shaman or Troll Wizard or something interesting.
Sorry's not good enough.
You know what I mean? And somebody kept camping me and I kept going, well, fuck this. And I never did go back to him either.
No, please.
Anyway.
I'd rather
Yeah, I'm worried about that too.
Come on. We'll practice.
And it's so funny. All they showed you was 3 seconds of Elder Scrolls 6 and the whole world went, woo!
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
School or
and I mean that was more than, and obviously we have to wait until after Starfield gets released before we probably see any kind of definite footage or anything of Elder Scrolls 6. But it's just good to know that there was an announcement for it, like an honest-to-God announcement, and then we'd be like, oh yeah, great, this is awesome. We know it's actually being made, and not just sitting over in development hell or something, you know, not knowing what's going on. So,
yeah, but now you're going to have the long wait. Oh, when is it going to release? Is it going to be on the PS5? Great, this thing isn't working.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it works. It's fine with me, whatever it does. I mean, I'm not worried about it, whether it's PS4 or PS5, as long as it's actually gonna happen. So.
Oh goodness. Sorry, I had to adjust the A. I don't know her off the bat.
So what did y'all think about Nintendo?
That one was pretty cool.
Well,
I was personally sad to find out that Pokemon is pretty much Pokemon Go on a Switch.
Siri, cut it out.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm excited for it with some of the things that they have that's coming out, like the big story DLC that's coming out for Xenogears. Oh gosh, I wish it was Xenogears 2 for Xenoblade 2. I need to get back to actually playing that again, especially with all the updates and things they're doing and free updates and things like that. But the thing that kind of gets to me is because I saw a video today, and they were talking about how the physical release of this side story DLC thing was apparently going to have an actual cartridge in it because of the fact that it's supposed to be a story 500 years before Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and it's supposed to tell some story that happened before any of that happened, and there's like a different battle system, and I guess like a different continent or a different world that you're exploring. And so, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see if it actually comes with actual cartridge, because from what the guy had said, he said, like, the story itself is going to be, like, really huge, but it's going to just come with an expansion pass code with that. But obviously, you need the main game to be able to play the the expansion pass, but I guess you don't need the main game to be able to play
Anything to say for
the
yourself,
big
young
story
lady?
that's coming out, and that's not going to be out until September.
I'm
So
very
they're obviously
sorry,
still
Uncle
working on it. They
Desmond.
must be making it
Young
something
blood
big because they
craves
got a
action,
few
I
months to go
understand
before a few good months
When
to
you
go
fight
before
a beast,
release.
knowledge counts as
Yeah,
much as your
if it's just a piece of paper with a
At the very
code like that
least,
one game
you have to
Tanya
be able to
accidentally
tell a
got, or
ghoul
you know,
from a
got, and that's all it was, then that's actually pretty fucking lame. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, it's the truth. I mean, it is. It's really, it is really stupid. I mean, the game industry is smoking crack when they go and do something like that. It's like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and end up putting the code inside of this plastic box because we're dumbasses. I'm like, what is that trying to prove? You might as well just left it digital because you're wasting money, time, effort, and resources doing that. And you people want to praise the digital age and all this crap, and here you are making empty cases with a code inside. Are you freaking kidding me?
As soon as it appears.
Yeah.
Wait till it
I'm just
scans
worried that they're gonna
to
start trying to
maximum
do this with all the DLCs and all the games, and then we'll all have, you know,
Well,
only
give it a
downloadable
quick
crap,
study.
and you won't have disc, but that wouldn't
but
make any
mischievous.
sense. So I hope we're not headed that way.
Fine, we've talked enough.
Yeah, and of course a lot of people go and say, oh, well, it's going to end up being a digital age at some point, blah, 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 which I can understand where they're coming from with that, but I'm still one of those people that's trying to stand at the front lines with other people who still want physical content, and you hear some of this talk, it's like, oh, well, I don't know what you're trying to prove with going and buying it physically when you end up going and having the disc, because bottom line is you're not going to be able to play it anyways without those updates, which honestly is like a load of bullshit, because there's games out there that you can play without the patches. So I don't know where in the world they get their information from, because even I have evidence of that, where I have games that you can just go in and play without. I mean, yeah, there may be times where it may be buggy and you may run into some glitches and things like that, but guess what? You're still playing it. I mean, it's just like, for example, my situation with like digital games, I don't know what it is, but anytime I get a digital game, if I'm not hooked up to the internet, regardless of whether it's multiplayer or not, it'll end up, if I'm not hooked up to the internet, it'll have a little lock on there showing me that I can't access it. And people have always told me, they say, go to your settings and restore your licenses. Well, I've done that before, and then I get offline with it, and the freaking thing still does the exact same thing. So that right there is bullshit. You can't tell me digital is the future if my system itself is locking me out of playing the game, regardless of whether I'm online or not. I mean, if I'm online, then yeah, it's going to work, but if I'm not, it locks me out, and it's not even an online game. And even if it did have a multiplayer component to it, the fact is, I still should be able to play the single-player mode. So I just think that whole digital stuff is just, I think it's stupid, honestly. I mean, I want to fight back against it as much as I can and get as physical stuff as I can, but that whole thing about, oh yeah, well, you can't play it unless you end up getting all the patches and everything, so you just kind of wasting your time. Shut up. I'm just like, shut up, man. It's like you can't play every single game in existence and tell me that. I don't even want to hear it, because there's a lot of games out there you can play without having to get the patches or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
That's enough rant.
No, you're okay. I actually agree with you about the two best ones. I don't know, to me EA and Enix were still the worst too, but oh well. And then Nintendo was about as entertaining as they were, so. I'm the dork that
Yeah,
can't
Sony
figure out how to
was,
draw my sword right now, so.
I can't remember what it was, honestly.
I've pushed every button I can think of, and it's not telling me what button, which is lame.
Yeah, lame-o.
Lame to the lamest lame. Do you remember how to? I was asking the other person.
The thing is, though,
junk.
is like with Sony.
Yeah.
Sony really has some really good ones. I mean, I'm totally up for Ghost of Sushi, or Tsushima, I should say. I said Ghost of Sushi because it sounds funny.
Sony looked awesome.
Also, let's see, what else? Yeah, I want to play Last of Us 2 at some point. Let's see, what else? Gosh,
All I'm gonna say
my
about
mind is drawing a blank.
All I'm gonna say about The Last of Us 2, and I'm not gonna say any nitty-gritty crap, is I hope there's a lot more action than just long out-told story that doesn't have anybody's attention for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel
Showed was, I get it, her trying to be normal, her cutting down people, But I want some action and to see some of the fighting and stuff. I want something to pique my interest other than just la da 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 da. There's story here, you know. So anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because that's like the main thing that people were tuning in for when seeing the trailer was for it to be the gameplay, and that's what we were going. That's what we were going. They should have started it out with that and then ended it with that. By giving me a cutscene and then giving me another cutscene, just give me action from beginning to end like other trailers do. We're tired of seeing CG cutscenes. We're tired of seeing that all the whole freaking time.
Yep.
We see that all the time when they announce games. Either have some gameplay or just don't show it at all.
Yeah. Not every trailer. Like, every once in a while, the beginning trailers can just be some storyline and then, oh, this is cool, but you need to see some action because you have to know what you're dealing with soon.
Yeah, exactly.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, one thing I am
But,
all
like,
happy about, and I already have pre-ordered, but then we'll talk about that in a second. I didn't know you were going to say something else. My bad.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say Assassin's Creed is coming out with a new one that I already have pre-ordered thanks to one of our friends, so... Yay!
Oh. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Assassin's Creed, honestly. I mean, it looks like it's Assassin's Creed Origins, but with like a Greek coat of paint over it, if you will, Spartan coat of paint with like some other extra stuff added. And from what I've heard, there's supposed to be like more RPG elements or something that's going to be added into it, so that further interests me, especially with now you can choose different story paths as well, which I'm really up for. I mean, I want to be able to have branching story paths and see what happens and different alliances or something like that. These massive battles that you can get into as well, which is just going to be balls to the wall insane. So definitely excited for that. And what else? Oh, Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
That
I
looks
never played it.
beautiful.
I've heard so much about it, and I've seen so much about it, and I played it very, very briefly. I think I may actually have it on PS3 digitally, but I played it very, very briefly and just couldn't get into it. I think I had tank controls, and I can't freaking stand tank controls. I want analog controls just to be able to move around really fast in circles and all this stuff. And I know that they're really going to have that in this one, and it has that Resident Evil 4 kind of feel to it as well, like being third person over the shoulder and all that. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. And Dying Light 2, looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Although a lot of people are dissing on that, and I'm just like, why?
I don't understand. I think maybe it might be because of the fact that it's like, oh well, there isn't zombies in it. Yes, there is zombies in it. From what I saw in one of the trailers and one of the gameplay demos, they were coming out at night. I didn't see them during the day, but they're still in there. They're coming out at night though, so we'll just have to see what happens with that, and especially with different story choices that you can make with that. Hopefully they're really involved. The same goes with Assassin's Creed Origins, to really make me care about those choices, so they can have really big ramifications on the decisions that I make. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Okay, set the drama.
Take a counter of how many times I say definitely.
Okay. 30 so far, just keep going. No, I'm joking.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Everybody give me $1 for every time I say definitely.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have that much money.
Yeah, me neither. I just paid all the bills today and had enough to get World of Warcraft's expansion, and I was broke. Bye-bye.
Ooh, expansion. How much was the expansion? How is it?
The expansion for WoW, it was 50 for Legion and the new one together.
Oh, okay.
He knows.
Nice.
That's okay. It says to draw my sword to push left and right on the D-pad, and I've been doing that and nothing's happening. I almost feel kind of stupid right now.
That's weird.
I know. It's like, really? I don't want to just keep standing here. Worst comes to worst. I run around and show people some of the crap.
What are some other things that happened there? I'm kind of looking forward to knowing what's going to go on with Octopath Traveler, even though I heard it's like a really challenging JRPG, which I'm totally not for. I have to see if there's any changes with it before it comes out, and then just take it from there. Otherwise, I'll probably wait until it goes on sale or just not bother with it at all. Because if something is really challenging, and I just having so many different types of systems going on in my brain, and trying to keep up with everything, it'll give me a headache, and I won't care about it.
There. Alright, I finally got it. I had to be fast about it. While we're on the tiny...
that game Control. What? What'd you say?
What? Oh, nothing. Small rant about sometimes on the PS4 remote, even though it's still my system. I kid you not, every once in a while, it's like, touch the button with the slightest touch of a million butterflies, and you're like, what? And that's seriously, that's seriously how it just felt. It's like, you have to swipe blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, I've done that 30 times. Oh, there it is, I only touched it, you know, like, I was making love to the PS4 controller. Yeah. There you go. Excuse me while I kiss it a little. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that too with Detroit Become Human. Like, moving your finger across the touchpad, sometimes it's a little finicky, and I'm like, come on, move!
Quick! 1, 2, 3.
What else do we have with E3 that we can discuss?
Right now I have a gripe that they're telling me to do stuff in The Witcher, and then they're not telling me how to do stuff in The Witcher.
That's really strange.
Like, it said draw your sword, and I seriously had to Google it. You can start laughing now, that's fine. Because it's actually funny.
Going to the options. We're going to the options. It probably is default to where it doesn't give you advanced tips. That might actually help you out. If you look in the options menu, I think that there's something there for it to give you more advanced tips and help or something like that.
Might be. Let me look.
I like having that on because if I play a game and then come back a lot later and I can't remember what's what, and it helps me to actually ease back into it again. And if people say I'm being a casual with it, they can kiss my ass.
Okay, you want to know how casual I have this right now? This is wuss mode. I seriously just have it on story for right now at this point. That's how much I just wanted to not think about it and just play. So, yeah.
Yep, that's actually, I think I played it on easy and then story came out later in an update, I think. I can't really remember. I want to go back and play Witcher 3 again, though, to take other choices, story choices, so that's definitely one on my list for me to be able to play again.
Oh, yeah. If you want the sad truth, this is the first time I've ever dove into The Witcher with the intent of actually just playing it. I always end somewhere like an hour into it and go, oh well.
Why's that?
I don't know. Somehow it's just never gotten... I can't say it's never gotten my attention. It's a beat everything. It's just... like I said, I actually really don't know.
It gets crazy the further you get into it, and the different types of stories that you'll get involved in, like side stories, including the main story, especially different choices that you'll make.
Position theory, footwork. Remember.
Come on, at them.
La 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 la. I'm having fun. Okay, I know what was wrong. Somehow, I had shut off how to do the tutorials on the screen.
There you go, that will help.
Yeah, stupid Heather. Ah, shit.
No, well, I mean, there's just certain ways that some game developers do their games, and it seems like they don't want it to seem like they're cluttering up the screen or anything like that, you know? So... that's just how some of them are, but for me, I mean, it's fine as long as it isn't getting in the way of what I'm actually trying to accomplish.
Let me see what else. What else did Nintendo announce, really?
They showed a lot of third-party stuff, that's for sure.
Oh
I know they
gosh.
showed that they're gonna have that Shovel Knight. That looked really interesting.
That actually
to me.
does. But Shovel Knight has been on Steam for a long time. It's just now getting
Oh, you
onto
mean
the,
Hollow
you
Knight?
know.
Yeah, is it Hollow Knight or Shovel Knight?
Yeah, Shovel Knights,
No,
I think, has been on his Hollow
no,
Knight.
it's Hollow Knight. It's Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Gosh, what?
Come here, old man. I'm
just,
gonna kick your
I'm
ass.
drawing a blank. There's like other games that I want to talk about, and I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
Back here, Vesimer.
That that cel-shaded mech type shooter spaceship game thingy, whatever the heck it was called, it's going to be on Switch.
You
That
ass.
was nuts. I really like that. I'm interested to know what that is. Still thinking.
Now, young lady, to bring the day to a close, we'll go over a few witches' signs. Let's start with
Okay, I'm done. I promise.
Now watch, we'll go through this whole stream, and I'll completely forget. I'll remember all this other stuff I want to talk about after we finish the stream. It'll friggin' happen.
Pretty much. No, I'm joking. Okay, I'm on the
Yeah,
coin
that always
sign. Where's the
happens, too.
X? How do I cast it? Dun dun dun. Did that. Oh, good derp.
Oh no.
Siri,
Oh
Gwen
no.
is sometimes called the witch's sheep.
Ah!
Now watch carefully to see why.
Not cool.
I'm so glad I went back to playing Mad Max again, because I've been accomplishing quite a few things earlier today, or later on today when I got back to playing it again. I'm like, holy crap, I didn't know I was going to have that much stuff happen to me, and me just getting back to playing again, considering I hadn't finished it yet.
See? If not for the...
I got Max almost completely leveled out. I just gotta get like one more upgrade and then be maxed out, I think. Except for the vehicle, that's gonna. I've almost got that maxed out too. There's a fun.
It's okay, I'm setting my guy on fire. It's kind of funny.
No, Geralt. Oh, yeah, Soul Calibur. What is it? 6 or
5?
something?
I think it. Wait, yeah, it's 6.
Yeah, it's 6. Yeah.
Whichever one Ivy's
Oh my
in.
gosh.
Oh, that's all of them.
Oh.
I'm so ready for Soul Calibur 6 with with Geralt in it. Geralt's gonna be in Soul Calibur 6.
Oh, I know. I saw that, and I was like, okay, it's enough high-pitched girl noises. We're good.
Oh yeah, I'm totally ready for that.
Oh gosh, I'm in the middle of casting and activating all those signs
Yes.
and stuff.
Yes, I got a trophy, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What
That's
trophy
right.
you get? What'd you get?
It's called Road Warrior, which makes
Yay.
sense considering this is Mad Max.
Well, that works.
Oh, I love the combat that's just beating the living shit out of these dudes, and it's just brutal as it can be. Do you have Mad Max, Heather? Because I think you definitely like it.
I don't have it yet, but it could be in my future somewhere.
I'm pretty sure it's really cheap now, and you'd really like it, and be an
have
open
to
world
try that.
game.
Oh, yeah, I might want to actually aim. Anyway.
Dur. Trying to think.
I know. We just spent this whole time
other-
watching these beautiful things being announced, and now it's like, what do we talk about? Shit.
Yeah, I'm still I just thought of something else dealing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and that is the fact that I just forgot what I was talking about. Crap.
Oh god, that's okay.
It was, I remember. It was the fact, I had a brain fart there. It was dealing with the fact that it kind of scared me a bit with it being an annual release again, because they waited, like 2 years or something to release Origins, and even though they're kind of following the same template as they did with Origins in this year's release, I had also heard that they had been working on this particular title for 3 years, so that kind of gives me a little bit more hope that since they did that, hopefully they'll end up actually adding more stuff into it instead of it being like a rehash of origins.
He won't stop hitting me long enough for me to stop training, which I'm trying to do. You ass, let go of me. Stop that. There. Oh no, Ishmaker! We're playing The Witcher 3 and we're talking about all the E3s.
I just took out the Darth Vader spaceship that landed on the planet.
Nice!
Darth Vader had a spaceship that landed on the planet. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with unless I saw you were in the Millennium Falcon with that.
No, I was on the ground. It's the stormtroopers came in and invaded the little village, and so now I'm taking out stormtroopers that got a no woman captive. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alright, Tanya, what'd you watch that you're looking forward to other than Shovel Face Night? No, I'm joking.
Shovel Face Night.
Yes.
There's something they want to do to all the trolls. Shovel Face.
I mean, of course I'm looking forward to Last of Us 2.
Hell yeah.
Of course I'm looking forward to that.
So am I. There's nothing wrong with it. I just, you know.
After I played the first one, I was like, okay, what happens next? I'm not looking forward to find out what happens to Joel, though, since he was not in the little trailer for it.
Yeah, that still doesn't mean he would.
I'm kind of like worried about what happened to him. You know, that you become attached to those characters.
I know.
No.
You know, all the things that people are getting offended in games, and I'm not going to mention the things that people are getting offended in games over. You would think they would get offended that in the first game they killed a girl within the first 10 minutes of the game opening who was like 10. That's all I'm going to say about it, so. I don't know. Maybe we're more used to that, who knows.
No, I think the reason they didn't get offended by that particular thing is because that explains
the backstory.
Why Joel, you know, cared so much for Ellie.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna mention any details, but sometimes I think the world doesn't know what to get offended by anymore, and it's like, oh my god. I can think of 30 things you should be offended by, you know. World hunger, bad people that wear leggings and they shouldn't. No, I'm joking. That's mean. Oh god. Anyway. It's more like I thought video games should just be games. We shouldn't get this nitty-gritty about them, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Life, indeed.
Yeah, well.
We'll find her.
What are we gonna say now? Oh.
I think every year people are going to find something to complain about with E3 because they didn't get something exactly the way they wanted it.
Those were the days.
I think some of the stuff that they did on this E3, you know, for a game that everybody was looking forward to, I think that the part that they showed was an unnecessary part. That's all I got to say about that one.
No.
I mean, it's not necessary. You know, we wanted to see, you know, maybe give us some... Remember the trailer that they had hinted at where she was being held captive and all that? I wanted to see kind of what the enemy was that she's fighting now.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to see her on the dance floor with somebody.
I think they were trying to normalize her life, but as game players, we don't care about that part right away. We want to see the action. We want to know what our enemy is. We want to, you know, things like that. So they could have left that in the game, but left it hidden.
I wanted to know exactly what she's been going through as far as the, you know, the battle. I mean, because we left off and she was...
Didn't overlook anything.
waking up
were
in the
meant to be in
truck.
Willoughby.
You know what I mean?
That's what she
Yeah,
wrote.
and she was still a little kid, and now this is how many years later, so how have these things evolved and things?
Trail, so
That's all stuff I
Right.
wanted to know.
Give me the letter.
Anyway,
Yeah.
vaguely going away
Yeah,
from that,
and-
just... I heard a rumor that Joel is dead, and that Ellie is
sniff it.
not
I don't wanna hear it.
hallucinating, but... La la la
Don't
la
believe
la la.
everything you hear online
I
until
know.
you actually see it for yourself. I mean,
That's what I
you know,
just said.
people
It's a
are-
rumor, but it's
What's this
probably not
post?
true, so...
I still have the
Yeah, yeah. Just people are gonna do whatever they can to just make up stuff and go from there. I don't believe any of it until I actually see it. For all we know, Joel could be really alive and well and happy and could be out there fighting
young folk
the
get up to these days.
mushroom heads just as well as anybody else is. So
2 or 3 days.
I'm laughing because you're all just said through that part of, his friend goes, "You still have that stuffed unicorn bed?" And he goes, "Yeah, we've used it in a couple situations." And I'm like,
oh wow.
I'm not sure I want to know what you've been doing. Oh,
Wow.
oh my lord,
Yeah.
what are those things?
Yeah, oh, you're talking about the one where Geralt is on the unicorn with what's her face?
Jennifer or whatever.
Yeah.
Way to say Jennifer, pretty much, with a creative fantasy touch. Oh my god! Anyway.
Yep. Pretty much.
Die, clothingless zombie people.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Necrophages
What'd you
follow.
do?
Let's go before any more show up.
Can't touch this. Near.
I just
Yeah.
made this awesome little
Yeah, where'd my
popcorn
horse
box, and when they were firing their lasers at it, it's popping
Ever tell
out
you
little
about this
goat and
sorcerer I knew?
popcorn kernels.
Oh my god.
Because you can
Welcome to the world of Lego.
I love Legos. I saw something that the Harry Potter Lego, the whole series, all the years, is going to be on sale at Walmart for like $14.
Whoa, dude.
I'm just here like, I would grab that. Holy shit.
I got that.
Well, I want that.
Well, it's not exactly going our way.
Get it.
I will.
Northern realm.
I'm gonna go get
Its
it
realms don't
with
mean
my
this
monies.
area
No.
no more.
Yeah.
All the
Pledged to
monies.
restore the old
All the
order
moolah.
as soon as he wins the war.
Alright,
Believe
enough
that.
toughy subjects. Let
Gotta
me
believe
think.
something. That's
What
keeps
is that
us going.
Starfield game?
So we don't have any idea. Bethesda
was
just said that
Bethesda.
it was going to be a new IP that it was going to be working on, and we don't know what it's going to be. I'm really interested to know what it's going to be, though.
I am
Going to
too, for the
Bethesda.
most part. It's just like, wow, this is awesome.
Hey there.
Let me think what else. Like I said, you have a hard time thinking what games you saw and all the beauty, and it's like,
We going?
Yeah, that is
oh
true.
god.
Help me! Help!
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. Help! No. Ew, that guy's getting eaten. Or no, it's horses. Okay. That's a little better, but not by much.
Yummy.
What the hell is that thing? It's like an ugly harpy.
It probably is an ugly puppy.
That's right. I ate that horsey. That wasn't nice. Not cool. Stealing the dead horse. Dripping blood everywhere. What a messy little harpy. Anyway.
That is the truth.
I just thought of a game before we talked about Starfield and now I can't remember what it was. How dumb is that?
Yeah,
It happens.
come out.
Shiest. Oh look, it's a guy who invented the bowl cut for a haircut.
Lovely.
And then he lived on and became one of the Beatles.
Provided you
No.
got
Oh,
lucky.
wonderful.
Your horse died quickly.
Trying to think.
Huh.
Griffins like to
Speaking of the
toy with your
Beatles,
prey.
that song, that movie,
Piece by
Walk
piece.
Hard,
Oh my
with
god.
John C. Reilly playing as like a knockoff of Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
there was a part in there where he ended up meeting up with the Beatles, who's played by Jack Black, the guy who plays as Ant-Man, who I can't remember his name at the moment, and two other actors whose names I can't remember, but I recognize their faces. And that was probably like one of the funniest scenes in the movie when they were all acting. And they were all trying to act like the Beatles and trying to be British, and just it's like that portion was taking place, I think, in the 60s or 70s or something like that. So it was a trip.
Sweet.
It's on Netflix.
Besides, the innkeep's my
It
cousin.
actually sounds cool, though. I will have to look at that.
She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea.
God.
Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
This bugs me whenever I think of something and I try to hold my thought because I'm playing and people are talking, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, and then you forget what you were going to say, and it's like, no.
Let's go.
Sadness. Sadness. I've got a bestiary.
Oh my goodness gracious. Come on, what are you doing?
Dude, that was a griffin. It was the ugliest frickin' griffin I've ever seen in my life. Get on my horse. Mount.
Come on, baby, get on my horse.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Damn it.
Here's the thingy. It tastes just like thingies. Oh my God, this was not.
So,
Was that,
a griffin this
Anything.
close to the village.
you got shivved to the top of your head.
So I actually did not get to see EA's
To the mountain, sure, but
thing. What made it so bad? Except that they just stood around, apparently.
Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh.
Um,
Monsters crazy sometimes.
we need to watch
I
ourselves.
really can't remember. I don't even think I watched EA's. I just saw videos of things that interested me about it, because some
ran over a kid.
conferences I didn't watch live. Oh,
Yeah.
good lord.
I just ran over a small child with my horse. I feel very screwed up. Might wanna... Ow! So, little tidbit of my life. I am going to see Phantom of the Opera live tomorrow or Friday night, and I am just beyond ecstatic because I'm the freak that likes musicals, so... Which is probably really
so we can
lame
take
these
pictures,
days,
that'd be
but...
great.
I'll either take pictures, or if we meet this cast like we did last time, they did at least.
Take that down before
I don't know, we'll see.
Damn!
that is a coat of arms.
Oh, so brutal. I love it.
They've a right to hang there.
I think, let's see, what else?
It's stealth card now.
Yeah.
My arse it is.
Now, I have never played the Wolfenstein games,
Oh, they're great.
but why are they great? Give me intuition to play these. Or not intuition, initiative. You know what I'm
Are you talking about the reboots? Not the older games, just the
Yeah,
reboots?
just the ones that are on PS4 that, you know, I think you have either both of them or the last one you
Yeah.
had. Yeah.
Witches.
Yeah, I got both of them. Well, they're really over the top. They're insane. There's ragdoll physics. There's a lot of guns and a lot of bullets and blasting the hell out of Nazis, watching them ragdoll everywhere, blowing their parts off, blowing their heads off, a bunch of explosions, just a lot of pretty destruction. And the characters are insane. The story is insane. A lot of insane stuff happens in both of the games. They're just great. And they're fast-paced, first-person shooters, and they're freaking nuts. And you just gotta love the sound of the different types of sounds that the guns make, where you're just firing them off and just blasting baddies away, and just like riddling their bodies with bullets and fire and gore and thunder and everything, you know. So
Food and drink on
Awesome.
What can I get you?
they're
I
great.
totally want to try them at least now. You're looking for
Yeah,
a
they
woman.
take place in an alternate reality where the Nazis actually won World War II. So you're playing as
That's
DJ
not
Blaskowitz.
cool. I actually
Yeah,
had to write a
and,
theory
uh,
report on what would have happened if the Nazis had won the war instead of the, you know, the good side. I was gonna say the Americans, but we really didn't
Especially
win.
hard to forget this one.
The Americans!
Americans! Hell yeah!
Fuck
Anyway,
yeah!
Might
Yeah.
be worth your while to ask after her.
but yeah. Oh gosh, I just looked up and there's an option, show me what you got, and I'm like, okay, I know what they're asking about, but that's not something you just look up and see.
Contract on that griffin.
Nay, not at the moment.
We're not going there.
Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman had started
We're not going
to
there.
go to the Lord for help.
Nope, we not.
Now the alderman
guess.
don't use the privy
Maybe.
without asking the Black One's
Nah,
permission
she's kind of
first.
fugly.
And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame.
It's kind of
We
mean.
might have done something, but not for free.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations
Ow.
Some search for kin. Others just want to get out.
I really
and
was hoping
armies.
Nintendo was going to announce that it had a whole buttload of games for the Switch, because it almost seems to me there's almost no games for the Switch. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Best to know peace of
Oh no, there's a lot of games out there for the Switch. They had a whole lot of games that came out for it in the first year of its life. You had first party, you had indies, you had third party, and now it's just continuing onward from there. But it's all about what you're into, just like it is with any game system. So,
like I'm into all the games like Mario and the ones I grew up with, but then I'm into RPGs. For the most part, when it comes to like the DS and the Switch. You know. So.
yeah, well, I can tell you which ones that I have, and then you can see whether or not you would like them or not. 'Cause you know how I am. I mainly go for like
We'd rather not draw
RPGs
any
and
attention.
action games and first-person shooters, or third-person shooters, third-person action games, JRPGs, Western RPGs, things like that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm looking for
I
someone.
know you got Mario Odyssey, and I was watching it when we were visiting, and it looked awesome, because you got it in the mail while we were visiting, so that was pretty cool.
remember that, yeah, which I haven't quote-unquote beaten the game, because after you quote-unquote beat it, you haven't beaten it. You just unlock even more levels and more stars and things to collect. I need to go back and play that again.
Yeah, you
There's
do.
a lot of other stuff I have not experienced.
Show that shit eater, Micah.
People are so stupid,
Running
even in
low on
this.
patience. Once it's gone, your heads will roll.
We was jesting. No call for anger.
See a raven-haired woman here, dressed in black and white?
We know nothing, sir. Leave us be.
Wow, you
I'm gonna
changed
try
your
out
tunes
that
fast.
Shining Resonance and that on Switch. Which that's another one, Heather, that you might want to look into as well. Shining Resonance on Switch. That's another JRPG that's coming to the system on top of the PS4 as well. It's going to be on Switch and PS4.
Well, ironically enough, I just saw a theme for that's free for the PS4. And I went,
Oh.
ooh, I gotta look at this game. It's probably for the Switch, but
Is
I
it?
gotta look, so...
Yeah, it's on. It's going to be on both of them. Now I want to
Oh,
go to the
sweet.
PlayStation Store and see if it's there.
Why'd you just yell at me, stupid lady?
I always get free stuff, free things, and free avatars. I never buy into that stuff, and I never will, because it doesn't make any sense to me, especially when you can create your own backgrounds. You can't have them dynamic, but you can create your own static backgrounds from any picture at all.
See,
If
I
you
did
want to.
that. I sent myself a picture of all the Doctor Who doctors, because I'm a dork that's into that. And it really looked good on the back of the PS4. I mean, it actually looked amazing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cool. You
It's
can
kind
get
of
those
funny.
high
I
def
saw.
ones. Anyway. Yar.
Yep. It's funny. It's funny when you end up seeing. It's real funny when you end up, because one of my friends had done this. He went and got a Nintendo picture and put it on his PS4 background. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's blasphemy!"
It is. It's like double standards, or what's that on my PS4? A Nintendo picture. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, that was lame. Okay.
Witcher. Tenure.
And he was like, "Technically, it's not, dude, because they would have had something going on in the 90s if Nintendo actually accepted Sony to make, for them to partner up and make the first like CD-based game system, but they didn't." And I'm like, well, there you go.
Horsewoman of
I'm kind of glad they didn't, because if they didn't, who knows how the gaming landscape would be
A
today.
beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit.
Oh,
Saw her.
goodness. Anyway.
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
I do not see this free thing that you speak of.
War reached Novigrad yet?
Huh.
But it's only a matter of time.
I just saw it going through the free one, so unless it was in the
Drooling over the
199
seas,
one.
dogs over a
but-
juicy bone.
Unless I'm losing my mind. No, I don't see any.
It's okay, I couldn't
here.
find the Galaxy PS4 one you told me about either. I looked for Galaxy, I looked for PS4 Live, blah blah blah.
That's just it. I think if you go to PlayStation.live and go there and watch those trailers, that will end up giving you the ability to get a code and then go put in the code on their website and then go to your download queue and then go and download it from there. Because I agree, when I went on there to see if it was on there on the PlayStation Store, I didn't see it anywhere, so maybe you actually have to do it from their website, which is kind of stupid to think of. But if you do that and then hit download, it'll download from your system.
Well, you had to do that with a couple of different themes I had. I had to do that, well, my God of War one came with my game because I got the beautiful edition. But I had to do that with Shadow of the Colossus' theme. I had to watch like 3 trailers and it registered and gave me the theme, so...
Take my advice.
Yeah, and you can't update those things either. You can't. You have to actually let them play out, because if you try to zoom through it, it ain't gonna work.
I tried that,
it didn't work.
It did not work.
A neutral civilian, a scholar?
I was like, crap.
Come again?
Of course, not to sound mean, I just put it in the background and did other stuff until it was done, which is kind of mean, but well.
Yeah, that's what I did. I'm like, I've already seen this before.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
I have to play Gwent.
Why not?
Splendid. Here's how it's done.
Oh God. Welcome to Gwent.
Oh, listen to instrumental power metal while playing this is like heaven. I think I'll always some way like power metal being my top genre of metal than any other subgenre. I mean, I love folk metal. It sounds really enchanting, and I love death metal and thrash metal and all that. I love all power metal. Like, depending on the band and the type of power metal they play, it just sounds like exquisite.
I honestly listen to every music in the universe except for rap. And there is even exceptions to rap that I will listen to, but not many, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
I agree. I don't mess with rap or hip hop. If I listen to any of it, it's like old school fun kind of like rap or hip hop. It's not this mumble rap or this gangster shit or any of that
or
stuff.
the fuck your mother rap,
it's like
or any of that crap.
The fun type you can listen to and get into and dance to and all that kind of stuff. You know, not this other junk. It's like, I'm going to talk about how rich I am and put it in your face and make you regret the fact that you're poor and I'm rich or something like this. Stupidness.
Yeah.
Anyways,
that stuff.
I got all this money.
Off.
Okay, can you talk about something else? No, but I got money. Okay,
I got money.
Then we're done here.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. Do I want to forfeit the game? Sure, because right now I don't know if I have time. We're coming up on an hour of live streaming.
It's not a game for everyone.
And quite frankly, between yesterday and today, I am exhausted from everything. And I'm going to have a lot to do tomorrow, so in a couple minutes I might end this, but I'm going to wait for Tanya to at least come back.
True maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
Alright. Ooh, there's a cat! I want to go see the cat. Come here. Why are you hissing at me? For real? Screw you, you're a dumb cat. Sheesh. Anyway. I might just have to play more of The Witcher at one point, but I'm not going to run it all the way through like I owe people for God of War or anything.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Peace.
I guess he's seen her, huh?
Ooh, what's this?
Never
You
mentioned
said that
her
right
name.
when a lady's
Yeah,
butt
you
walked
described
across
her
the screen.
perfectly.
Good job, dude.
Once I hear something, I
Awesome.
never forget.
That's almost like that one time. I forgot what it was, but I was opening a door, and you totally
How do
made
you
this
know
awesome
Yennefer?
noise right
What
when
a
it was
question.
started opening, and it
Master
stopped right when it
Dandelion's
opened, and it
ballad
was
to
like...
me. The only way a humble merchant might
That's
hope to rub up
great.
against greatness.
Oh, when we were in
Unless
school together?
sickness.
No, it was like in a gameplay a while ago. I'm
runs
trying to
into a
remember which
very
one. Maybe it was
ancient witcher.
Outlast, but I don't
Oh,
remember
yeah.
it being an Outlast.
I think it was Outlast, yeah.
Yeah.
Lavican.
You were in the background, and then it opened, and you stopped right when it opened, and I was like, "Oh, good job,
Recognize
Justin."
me from Master Dandelion's ballads
Yeah, I
too.
got that good psychic
To your
stuff going on.
Yep. Wiggly fingers. Woo. No.
Woo! Yep.
Let me see.
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy
Stupid
vagrant.
question because it's the
Gone
game
to
I love
Roti
and it's the game I
at
owe
your
everybody. Do you really think there's going to be an evil within 3 in a couple of years?
Once a
I hope
merchant
so. The way it ended, it needs to
madding
happen.
crowd
I
dubbed
know.
me
I mean,
master
there's no
At least
reason
do
for it not to
that.
man
happen.
of glass.
There's a small group of people, me included
What
to
do
some
you do?
degree, that
Who are
almost
you?
hope Sebastian
mangy
isn't the main
vagrant.
character and
Gone
what's-her-face
to Roti
Kidman is
at
or
your
something like that.
Vagrant.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
We'll have
know.
to see, but
Once a
I'm
merchant of
definitely,
mirrors.
I'm
The
definitely
madding
up for
crowd
that,
dubbed
for
me
sure.
Master Mirror.
Oh yeah,
Man
I'm
of
definitely
glass.
wanting it at least, and like we both have said,
You seen Yennefer?
how it
Deepest
ended
apologies,
needs
but I
resolved, or
must
they
ask,
didn't need to end it like
is
that.
this
They could have
about
just
love?
finished it.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
Damn, didn't expect
An
that.
Nilfgaardian scout
Have you
from
beat The
local
Witcher
garrison
before?
saw her.
Where?
Oh, that's gonna leave a
She
mark.
rode in dark of night.
Yep,
Black and
I've
white,
beaten
gooseberries
one
and-
version of it because there's so many
I
different
know.
types of
Had a
story that
terse
goes on
exchange with
with
the
it, you
garrison
know.
commander and
I
raced
realize
off.
I have The
Where
Witcher
to?
1 and 2 on my Steam
I'm not
account, and I've
omniscient.
never played them.
Ask at the garrison.
I'm just
Thanks.
here like, okay, I gotta go dig into that.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
Guys didn't even drink your drinks. How dumb is that? Who's Nifgardius? It doesn't sound good. Stupid
Alright.
cat. Alright.
Leave us. We don't want to talk. We don't want to fight.
You poo heads. I don't want to fight either. Want to know about my lady. The one that smells good, apparently. Well, he seriously made a point to say she smells like lilacs and good stuff, and I'm just here like, because we all needed to know that.
Done drinking.
Exactamundo.
Nobody
Fuck
smells.
off.
They told me to fuck off.
Don't want your
You know what that
kind here.
means? I'm gonna have to kick their ass.
Exactly.
Yes.
Better round up someone else to help. 3 of you don't stand a chance against me.
Well, I could fuck you up by myself.
If I had a bag over my head and my hands tied behind... Actually, no, not even then.
Check.
It's a cocky
Lesh.
dude, isn't he?
Back off. I'll teach this vagrant a...
Back here, you big wuss. I'm not gonna punch you, you stupid horse.
Nice meeting you.
Alright, well that was fun. I kicked everyone's butt, and they told me to fuck off, and that's why. Yep.
Exactly.
That's definitely a good reason. Where am I supposed to be going? Jesus. Why are there all these little green things out in the field? Maybe I should try picking them. Maybe I shouldn't be out here. Hey, little kid, I ran over with my horse. You know, your mummy's smart. Somebody named their horse Roach.
Yep.
Wow. That's just beautiful. And this one's name is Horse. No. Wow.
A horse is a horse, a horse, a horse.
Is Tanya okay out there?
Yeah, she just went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Yes? What is it, Wolf?
Realize it's been half a year since we hunted down that fiend in Varun?
Yes. Well, that was more than a
Oh,
fiend.
oh,
What was that bastard's name? Drugan?
Gabada.
May the soil
Well, if you
lie
can't think of
light
anything else to say about conferences right
Things
now,
used
we
to
should
be
probably
simple.
end, because I'm going to run out of
Monsters were
time,
bad,
and I need to
humans
sleep.
good. Now,
yeah, there you go. I think we pretty much kind of covered
We
the
covered
stories
it.
for right now.
So Bethesda and Sony win,
well,
and
not
the rest
quite up
were
my age.
mediocre,
You're
but
never a
not that
century old
impressive.
yourself.
Yeah, I would say so. Can't really say anything about Microsoft since we didn't watch it, but a lot of people say that they had a lot of games. I think like over 50 games or something, but the thing is that they're all third party. They had a very small amount of the usual suspects when it comes to exclusive games, and they always had like a bunch of limited time exclusives, and I'm just like, that doesn't help. If it's limited time, it's just going to go straight to PC or PS4 or Switch. That doesn't help your system at all. It's not completely exclusive to the system, you know. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's good they're getting more games, but it just seems like it's usual third-party fare.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, well, with me getting back on the horse, I will end the stream, and we will see you same bat time, same flat place. Bye! And Tanya usually goes, bye! There you go. Bye! Y'all come back now, you hear? Anyway. Okay, bye.